Hi there, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, and welcome to your September 2018 tarot reading. This is the Celestial Tarot. So the way that I'm going to do my readings is I'm going to put about 5 cards on this side, and they are going to represent your energies throughout the month of September. So there could be internal feelings, intentions, your behaviors that you extend to the external world, anything that you're thinking about or that you're focused on. And then on the other side, I'm going to do 5 cards regarding your external environment. So it could be opportunities that come your way, results that you find, how other people are behaving from your perspective, how you see them behaving towards you, anything they might do or say. So it's basically your external environment. I like to point out that, one of the reasons that I'm doing this reading this way is because I personally, and I'm sure many of you probably also, believe in the law of attraction, which states that, anything that we are inside of ourselves is reflected to us in our external world. And so consciously we may be focusing in one certain way, but then in the external world we may get reflections of both our positive sides, the things that are well integrated, but also our subconscious aspect will also be mirrored to us in the external world. And so I think it's useful to sort of point out the split, and maybe where there are similarities, maybe where there are differences, and if there is some kind of difficult thing that we're facing in the external world, that does point us to something that we can integrate in ourselves, some kind of subconscious aspect, some kind of emotion, maybe that we need to look at and focus on and work on. Sometimes, this kind of work, it doesn't necessarily mean just going through our emotions by ourselves. Sometimes we have to take tangible actions in the real world. We need to say something to someone in order to help resolve or heal an uncomfortable pattern, particularly if it is reflecting externally. So I hope that explains, why I'm doing the reading this way. And I'm going to start off with the Rider-Waite deck to pick 5 cards at random that are going to represent you personally, Sagittarius, throughout the month of September 2018. And then I'm going to use another deck for your external world, the outside. Also, the format of this reading also helps you to see any kind of dynamics going on as well. So maybe you do something and you may see a reaction to that in the external reflection of the reading. So that can be useful to prepare yourself. So the first card that we get, wow, straight out of the bat, this is the 9 of Cups. It actually relates to Pisces, and this card is all about material abundance, emotional abundance, really having certain desires fulfilled. They may be very pleasurable, sensual kind of things. You could be eating at a dinner or a restaurant with people this month, really enjoying certain pleasures of life, relating to people, feeling very connected to them. It can also be, trying to escape reality as well through, these kinds of means, drinking, eating, any kind of physical pleasures. But I feel like it's in a very helpful way. You need to treat yourself, you need some time for yourself, you need to sort of put the drama, if you've been experiencing any drama, just aside for a moment to focus on something that makes you feel good. Focus on relief, something that gives you time to process your emotions, and to heal and to feel better about yourself. So maybe this will help you to feel more connected and like you're getting what you want, so that you can start to feel better about yourself. But let's see how the story unravels. Whoops. Right as I said unravels, everything fell out of the deck. But we'll see how, the rest of the cards that we pick shape the story of the Nine of Cups here. I would say, try not to get too lost or escapist here. If you are feeling something, try to definitely allow yourself to process it through these means that you are wanting to. Try not to use it as an escape necessarily. I remember getting this card one time when I was feeling quite low, and on that day I actually went to the cinemas, and just the comfort of the seating, the lighting, the movie itself helped me to have some time to myself, to take a break and to really process my emotions as well. I watched a movie, that really explored sort of life issues and helped me to connect to my own truth as well. And it offers, a safe haven, somewhere where you can process things. But definitely don't, pretend to be happy if you're not really happy. Do honor your emotions that you feel. And if you are drinking, use that as an opportunity to express your authentic emotions too. It might not be the prettiest thing, but it's good to just get it all out there, and you'll probably feel better afterwards. So the next card for September, wow, we get the Ace of Wands. So it definitely seems like you have some newfound inspiration. You have some new zest for life, some new energy coming in. New things that you want to focus on, that you personally desire and believe in. Maybe you've learned some new things about the world and you feel yourself becoming a new person. You have new ideas about what works and what doesn't work for you, and you want to pursue those with passion and virility. I think that's the word, virility, when you've got a lot of energy. And maybe you have a new vision, maybe you're feeling inspired towards a new direction, or even towards a new self. You feel like you've really become a new person, and that you are becoming a new person, and that it's the start of something greater for yourself. So that's very interesting. Maybe even all this connection and abundance helps you to really feel like you have healed things, you have purged, you're coming to a good space again, and that you have the desire to now move forward in a new direction. Maybe there's a newfound purpose that you feel you want to pursue, that is inspired by all these, emotions that you are processing and that are healing within you. You're feeling inspired by the abundance that you're surrounded by this month. So the third card, let's pick that one. We get the Lovers. Now this is amazing. This is definitely feeling like a very positive and uplifting reading for you Sagittarius this month. And the Lovers card, it's all about, it is related to Gemini, which is all about communication, even facts and whatnot, and finding that communion, that rapport with people or things in your environment. Maybe you have plans and they're just taking off, and you're coming up with loads of new ideas for something, and it's something that really resonates with you personally. It feels like it represents something that is who you are, something that helps you to come to greater understanding and clarity, maybe about yourself, maybe about the world, maybe about what you want, maybe about the plans that you're pursuing. They're unraveling and they're becoming clearer, and everything may be seeming to synchronize together, to be working together. You may be feeling a lot of support, maybe reflected back to you, maybe feeling like something is going to work out, that you can make something happen. You may even be moving around or inspired to make some kind of short trip or move. You may be inspired to communicate something to the world, maybe inspired by this new vision that you seem to be having, this new direction. Maybe, I think you are making the moves necessary now in September. Going to the right places and people, getting the right things, all in order. And the fourth card we get, the Knight of Pentacles. I actually just did the Pisces reading and they got this as well. The Knight of Pentacles, and this makes sense because the sun is going into Virgo, and this is actually a Virgo card. And this shows you making slow but steady progress, doing all the things that need to be done. This is you working behind the scenes, working on the details, the practical issues, handling the small day-to-day stuff, maybe things that are not particularly, huge or massive steps forward, but you feel the progress by doing all the small things, by taking care of the necessary practical issues. And maybe it doesn't look so glamorous right now, maybe it isn't, amazing work, but you can feel that this work that you're doing is leading up to something bigger. It is the journey in and of itself, the small day-to-day steps, the practical steps. You're taking small actions towards whatever it is that you're planning, this new vision that you have, this that is inspired by this greater abundance that you have. The Nine of Cups is also wishes being fulfilled, and maybe you feel like you did achieve something that you wanted before, and now you want to achieve something new. And that requires starting small, starting from scratch, a new vision, taking small actions, beginning with the planning of it. And you've got this great backdrop of support with the Nine of Cups here. So let's try and pick now the fifth and final card. I like to pick these just intuitively whenever I get into the feeling space of desiring to pick a card, which can take a bit of time. So the final card for Sagittarius, September 2018. Let's see what that will be. And we get the Six of Cups. That is an amazing card. So this card is very emotionally intense. It's quite sentimental, and sometimes it can be nostalgia, wishing to go back to the past, feeling like you are missing something, but it can also be taking who you were, all the memories of the past, seeing them in a positive light, seeing them as something that made you who you are today, that is something close to your heart. It's like a treasure, something that you will never forget. And you may be bringing that with you as you are moving forward here. You may look at how far you've come. You may also be looking back as well at how it all led up to this. Everything that you are today. You will be looking at all the positive things and maybe even the negative things that had positive outcomes in the end. Maybe you are feeling a sense of wishing to go back to the past, because it does feel like, your world is rapidly changing and you are looking to make big changes. But at the same time, you may have this longing for the past or for something that was nurturing that maybe you don't feel like you have as much anymore. The familiarity of who you were before. Maybe you just feel it shifting, and so it causes you to reminisce. Also, this could be definitely a reunion with a relationship from the past, making peace, making bonds with people that maybe you didn't always get along with. It could also be letting go, trying to let go of certain people from the past that maybe you've once felt this way with, you once felt happy with, but that no longer can you bring it into your future. No longer are they one of the cups of a relationship sat at this 9 of Cups table, and it does feel a bit sad, melancholy, but at least you can treasure that and still keep moving forward onto better things and to feel abundant. Maybe you are making peace with your past or a past relationship too. So, we've got all this positive energy here, but there is quite a lot of sentimental, emotional energy, and just sit in that and take your time with it this month. So we're now going to move on with another deck to the other side of the reading, and this part of the reading is all about your external world. What is going to be reflected back to you with people, their communications towards you, any opportunities, results, external events, maybe how people react to you in this month, what will be going on around you, what will, the mirror of life be reflecting back to you this month. So for Sagittarius, September 2018, the external environment, we get the High Priestess. I'm just trying to see if you can see that on the camera. I think you can. So the High Priestess, she is connected to the energy of the moon. And there are some positives, and there are also, as with anything in life, some shadow sides to this card. So on the positive side, it does represent emotional, nurturing energy, comfort and security. Maybe you're looking at where you live, maybe you're looking at the relationships that you have, a job situation, anything that brings you the feeling of comfort and security and nurturing. And you're noticing that in your external environment. It could even be consuming any kind of media which makes you feel that way. A lot of people listen to ASMR videos and they watch people on YouTube who make them feel happy and comforted, and maybe that's what is reflected to you with anything that you're seeing in the external environment. At the same time, the moon is a very cyclical planet. I say she because she's a feminine energy, the moon. She works in cycles, and there's a lot of ebb and flow. So maybe you are noticing changes in your life, things that are moving around, the dynamic changes that go on. It could also be, emotional instability. Just as much as it can be comfort and security, it can be emotional instability too. Mood changes, maybe by the people around you. But it is a major arcana card, so it could be something very, very strongly heartfelt, something very emotional that is going on. And again, the High Priestess, she guards the world of the subconscious, and so she hides a lot and has a lot of hidden truths, and those could either be coming out to be revealed to you, a lot of new discoveries, maybe about people or circumstances, but at the same time it could also remain hidden, and it could be feeling a bit obscure. Maybe there's a relationship that you don't know what to do with because you can't seem to understand the authentic truth behind it. It doesn't make sense as much. But we'll see what cards we do get. So the next card, we get the Three of Pentacles. So this is a very different energy from the High Priestess. And the Three of Pentacles is all about work and learning and collaboration. So you could be noticing a lot of building up of things in your world, that helps you to gain understanding of something. You could have an opportunity to do some kind of work which builds something meaningful, builds something long-lasting, that maybe teaches you something too, because this is the Apprentice card, and maybe that opportunity arises for you to work with others to create something amazing. But it is very practical, and it does require a lot of collaboration. So you could be having a lot of work collaborations this month as opportunities that arise. And maybe, that working together on some kind of structure with others helps you to notice how you do feel quite a lot of comfort and security coming from even the people that you are working with on whatever it is you're building. Maybe you feel either secure and happy that it will work, but also maybe you're not too sure. With the moon energy, there's a lot of mixed emotions. Is this thing going to work out? Is it good for me? Should I be wary of it? It feels good, but I don't yet know everything about it. So there is a lot to learn here with this practical project that you are working on with other people. So your third card for the external environment, we get the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so given this card, I do get that the High Priestess is a feeling of security and comfort and nurturing, because the Six of Pentacles, this is the moon in Taurus, and this is all about feeling really secure emotionally with all your possessions. And again, this emphasizes the cyclical nature of the moon. Some things leave and you make some expenditures, but some things come in as well, financially, practically, physically. They come in as well to help you feel that security of abundance. in your life, and it could be somebody extending something towards you that you feel, their charitable energy that they're extending towards you, to allow you to feel like you belong as a part of something, that you belong somewhere, because they are helping you in some way, and they are giving you opportunities to work with them, to receive from them. It seems like you're receiving a lot of energy from people who are really, really benefiting you and helping you. And maybe this helps you to understand who you are better with the High Priestess card. People are helping you to understand that you do have a place, that you do belong, that you can feel good and happy with them. You may even feel like home, which, the moon relates to Cancer, home, and, our private world, where we feel secure, where we feel a foundation. But at the same time, with the Six of Pentacles, it does indicate, changes and movement, so it's not all stagnant and boring. And Sagittarius loves to explore, loves the vast exploration, the newness, so it isn't going to be too boring for you this month, even with all this, foundation and comfort and security. So the fourth card, once again we get the Lovers card. Okay, so this is fantastic. This is really meaningful right here. Something in your internal world is directly reflected in the external world, and that just happens to be the Lovers card right here. So I see a lot of, soulmate companionship, union, people that you really resonate with, communications that you have that are really taken into consideration and that come back at you in the same way, with the same kind of energy, enthusiasm, love, abundance, joy, the same kind of passion. They reflect all the things that you want, your plans coming to fruition, movement happening that you are wanting, being reflected in the external world, plans coming to fruition. It's really, really amazing. It's like super manifestational power right there, and that's a major arcana, so it could be something super meaningful to you, something that really resonates with your heart and that you really want. Communications that needed to happen, that you wanted to happen, plans that you wanted to happen. Maybe, you want to send a message out, even in a marketing context, and it gets received, and it leads to a lot of sales or responses, and you're just flowing in the abundance of that communication. So that is some super beneficial energy right there. You could also be learning a lot as well, seeking information and then learning it, getting a lot of information back, researching something and finding a lot of things out that you needed to. And it could be for the purposes of this project or this collaboration, anything that you are working on practically. So the final card that we get for your external environment, wow. Okay, it's the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a brand new financial opportunity, a brand new project, a brand new, physical location, brand new possessions that you want, that you receive. With the Lovers card, I get a lot of, and the Six of Pentacles, that you are receiving a lot. And even with the High Priestess, the moon, a receptive feminine energy she receives. So it seems like there is tons of opportunity in your external environment being reflected to you that allows you to receive, abundance and newness, communications, love, comfort, security. And with the Ace of Pentacles, whatever it is that this Ace of Wands, this inspiration is, I can see that you're really trying to make it happen here with the Knight of Pentacles, and it is manifesting as a new direction, a new opening. You meet the universe halfway with your intentions and your small steps, and the universe meets you with a giant step. And that's the way that manifestation really works. We just have to do what we can with what we have from where we are, and we get met with everything that we'll need, and it just continues on from there. And that is the kind of energy that I get from you this month, Sagittarius. So it is a very, Sagittarius, Jupiter, bountiful, optimistic, energy. There's a lot of healing, there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of receiving and manifesting. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. I really enjoyed it. I think it's super, super positive, really honor your emotions as you go along and try not to leave anything behind, because maybe you will end up feeling quite estranged, and what you want is that security and comfort. And we get that by also honoring our emotions. So I really hope also, the relationships go well, the communications are going well, and enjoy your September, Sagittarius, and I will see you next month, hopefully, for your October reading. Thank you for listening.